Well, the first ever Atlantic Canada Beer Awards were held in Halifax over the weekend. And one of the judges for the event is one of just 7 certified master cicerones in the world.
Yeah, so there's literally only a handful of people on this planet as qualified to judge and recommend beer as our next guest. And CTV's Jayson Baxter had a chance earlier to talk beerology with Mirella Amato.
I'm joined now by Master Cicerone Mirella Amato, who is the author of Beerology. Mirella, I'm excited. First of all, thank you for doing this with us. I have a feeling this could turn into the best Monday story I've ever done.
Well, where there's beer, there's joy. Yeah.
Before we get started, let's talk a little bit about, first of all, your title, Master Cicerone. I think there's probably a lot of our viewers that don't understand what that is. You're the only Canadian Master Cicerone, one of only 7 in the world. So what is it exactly you do?
What I do is consult primarily. I do staff trainings, design beer lists for restaurants, beer descriptions, very similar to what a sommelier would do. And at the Master Cicerone level, it's a bit more of a consultancy. There's also the certified Cicerone level, which would be comparable to a sommelier. And the Cicerone program is exam-based. So in order to achieve the Master Cicerone certification, I passed an exam. And that was a 14-hour exam about beer, believe it or not. But it's a specialization in selection, storage, and service. So although I do know how to brew beer, and I have brewed beer before, my specialization is really, the product, describing the flavors, finding the right glassware, the serving temperature, making sure the lines are clean and the beer is being stored and served properly, that sort of thing.
Okay, before I lose my head, and I notice one of these beers is losing its head, let's get into a little bit of a tasting. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about what we're going to do here.
Well, I thought it would be interesting to taste 2 more traditional styles and 1 more contemporary style, because the craft beer movement, in its origins, was about reviving a bunch of styles that had been lost in North America during the sad years after Prohibition. And we're getting to a very exciting time now where brewers are making all kinds of new and interesting and different styles. So what I have here is a stout. This is an oatmeal stout. An IPA, and these are 2 styles that are over 200 years old. And then this style here is a black IPA, which is a combination of the IPA and the stout. So as we taste the 3, what you'll notice is that this beer has a combination of the flavors of these 2 beers here.
I can't wait to get started. So we're going to start with the stout. Is there a certain way? Should we, like wine, should we be, smelling the aromas first?
Yes, absolutely. Always nose your beer and always pour your beer out so your nose has access to it. That's very important. If you're drinking out of the bottle, you can't smell your beer.
True.
What are you getting here? You getting any chocolate, dark chocolate, or coffee notes?
Yeah, a little bit. I would say more on the coffee side, absolutely.
In an ideal world, we would swirl a bit to release some of those aromas, but this is quite full. We want to avoid a mess.
It's delicious.
Yeah, so the dominant note in most oatmeal stouts is this strong coffee note. A lot of people who are coffee fans really enjoy stouts for that reason.
And that's one of the reasons that I do. So let's move on to our next beer here.
So this IPA, this beer is more about the malts. This beer is about the hops. So you're going to get really bright,
almost a floral
citrus,
smell. Oh,
piney.
citrusy, absolutely.
Floral is another descriptor that's often used. Hop cones are flowers, so floral is an excellent descriptor.
Makes sense.
And in this beer, you're going to find a bold bitterness in the finish.
Back to the citrus, almost like a grapefruity taste to it.
Exactly, like a grapefruit pith or resins. And that's a key trait in an IPA.
That's delicious.
It's polarizing. Some people love it, and some people find it a little bit too much.
Okay, now this is sort of a cross between the 2, roughly?
That would be a way to describe it from a flavor perspective. This is a style that was started in 1994 in Vermont, and it's an IPA, but it's black.
Yeah, it actually smells more. It looks more like the stout, but it smells more like the IPA.
It's right between the 2, so you're going to get the brighter hop flavors as well as the darker malt flavors.
Absolutely delicious. We're unfortunately running out of time, but we make that wine comparison. People are known to have wine tastings with their friends. Can you do, and should we be doing the same things if we enjoy beer?
Absolutely, for sure. And I have a number of different beer tasting activities and games in the book for people who want to get started. Little comparison tastings. I think right now the key thing is just starting to think about flavors a little bit more, because for many years beer was just something that you sort of drank while you were doing something else and you didn't really think about. And I find the minute people just stop and notice flavors, they immediately understand which flavors they like and which styles they like, and with a little bit of information, a whole new world opens up, and let me tell you, it's a delicious one.
Mirella, well, thank you very much for opening up our eyes. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Mirella Amato is the author of Beerology, Everything You Need to Know to Enjoy Beer Even More, and it's available in bookstores and online.